But when we buy this one, try to buy the big lid. You don't buy the one they cut small. When you go to the Korean or any Asian food store, you will see the big one. They fold it into 3 or 4, and the size, the width is about 15 or 18 centimeter. And we just need to have only about the size of your palm, twice per week. That's supposed to be enough for all the nutrition, as well as mineral and vitamin.
And you obviously buy that in dried form?
Yeah.
Yeah. So would you have problems if you had too much of that?
No, because we know our body have a capacity, as I said, even though with the medicinal activity, when our body needs anywhere, it will send to that place.
Yeah.
If not, it will use at the nutritional source. And this is we classify most of the common food and nut into the family of warming, neutral, or cooling. So we have a sense what we should use when our condition or when the weather condition change. You can write down that and remind me so I can send for you this one.
Yeah.
Alright?
Could you just mention about peanuts? I've read that peanuts, when they're stored, they can have a mould which you can't actually see, but when you put it in your mouth, you can actually taste it, and it's very carcinogenic.
Actually, yeah, that's true, and depend on where it comes from. It have many concern about the peanut. It's really good, but because first, usually in America, they alternate that with the plant to make the cotton. So they alternate that, but the other plant, they use a lot of chemical in the soil. So when they harvest the other, and then they plant the peanut, and the peanut, they grow underground. So it will absorb all that chemical. So that we need to take in consideration where it comes from. If it comes from some farm alternated with the cotton plant, so we should be careful. Secondly, it have activity to build up gas in your large intestine, and if we already had the problem with our large intestine at expansion and dilation, so now it will pop out at the hernia very easily. And then the other one, as you say, it's easy to have the mold. So that's why we usually buy either the really the small one. They dry, really dry. Usually the Asian one, when you buy it and you look at the skin, if you see the skin, it's really dry, it's very thin. So that's good. It have no capacity for the mold to grow. But when you buy the big one, you see it's really shining. It's really perfect. In that case, the mold easy to grow on that one. And also because that one maybe come from the field where they already have the alternate seed harvest with the cotton plant.
And once they put the peanuts into the peanut butter, you wouldn't know whether some of them had the mold on them because the taste would be camouflaged.
Yeah, that's true. And then usually when they do that, they usually do it fresh. Yeah, so we don't have to worry about that one. So when after they harvest whatever they classify the good one, they sell it at the whole. Whatever no good, and they make that into the burger.
when you say good, it looks good, it's sold. If it doesn't look good, it's...
Yeah.
All right.
Derivative.
And the other one I just listed, the most common disease we usually have: constipation, cancer, high blood pressure, diarrhea, diabetic, cholesterol, heart disease, liver disease, mucus accumulation, immune system deficiency, cough, headache, stomach, anemia, indigestion, and menstrual disorder. And this is not just the summarize of the fruit and vegetable we can use to alternate to treat for all that disease.
Is the cantaloupe like a melon?
The cantaloupe, the yellow one, yeah. That one usually had during the summer, fall. Yeah. All right, let's see anything else. All right, so now I go to some more specific formula for treatment of chronic disease, and then we will wrap up so you can have about half an hour for question and answer. Well, you know lemongrass, right?
Lemon.
Okay, lemongrass.
Lemongrass, yeah.
Lemongrass. You use the root of that. Don't use the leaf. Okay. Use the root, but when you go to the Asian supermarket, it have two different types. One fresh one, the whole one, and one they chop it in the small piece. Don't buy the chop already. Buy the whole fresh one. And then when you bring it home, you can, especially for whoever already have the chronic disease with obesity, cancer, the belly, get the distension, indigestion, something like that. This one we use for cancer, but we can use for any other condition similar can lead to cancer. So when we bring it home, we can slice it very thin, about 1 to 1.5 millimeter thick, and then each time you slice about 7 slices, and you chop it in small pieces. You put in a cup, and you pour in about 125 to 150 milliliter of the boiled hot water, and you close the lid for about 15 minutes, and after that you drink like a tea. Then you chew out that one. We can drink 5, 6, 7 cups a day. Instead of we drink other tea, now we drink the lemongrass tea.
And do you hold that at the back of your throat like you said some of the other things? Or no, it's not.
No, you don't need to do that,
Okay.
because you just need to sit one by one, and usually it takes about 10-15 minutes to finish 150 ml, and then after that you chew completely on the fiber of the lemongrass too. Especially for people who already have a cancer, this one can help to induce the old abnormal cell.
Helps to reduce.
No, to
What kind of induce the immune system?
Yeah.
We're going to stimulate your.
It will make that cell be killed, be what we call commit suicide. Commit suicide faster, and it will recycle faster instead of it isolate, and it make it on isolate and create a new body in there. That is first one. The second one is the turmeric. You know turmeric, right? Turmeric, and now it's hard to find out the fresh one. You can buy the powder. But it have 3 different ones. It have a white color, it have a orange red color, and it have a yellow color. Very rarely you see the black color. The black color is very bitter. Very bitter, but it's really good.
So that's the best.
So that is the best one. The most common one you can find on the market is the yellow, the yellow one. So you buy it, and it have a two way to drink it. You either mix it in with honey. You have a half of the jar, you pour in honey, and you just pour the turmeric powder in, and you mix until it becomes like a jam, like the butter,
Yeah.
as thick as possible. And you close the lid. You may keep in the refrigerator, especially during the spring or the summer. For the fall or the winter, you don't need to do that. And every day, this you can use for cancer, for immune system deficiency, for allergy, for any blood condition, stomach bleeding, GI tract bleeding, ulcer, tumor, too much toxin in the body. It comes out like psoriasis, allergy, eczema. In general, any condition related to our blood and immune system, we can use that one. 1 teaspoon to 2 teaspoons 3 times a day, 20 minutes before meal.
So, but the
Become
but there's no point in putting the black turmeric onto food because it won't taste very nice at all. But use it as medicine.
You use separately, it's easier.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I use turmeric, and I use just put the powder on my food, whatever the food is, just mix it in. Is that fine? It mixes in with anything I'm eating?
You can do that, but it's hard to swallow down. Okay, you either mix it in the water and you drink right away in a small volume, or you mix it with honey and then okay you put in your mouth, and then okay you suck like you suck candy or honey, and it swallow down. Okay, it's going down, and you just take a sip of water, it washes out.
So I'm not absorbing it so well, am I, if I've got it mixed in with food?
It's harder for you to eat the whole meal with that.
Oh, I find it fine.
You okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's 2 teaspoons. It's 2 teaspoons 3 times a day in case we have a chronic severe disease. And first, it's hard to swallow all meal 3 times a day like that.
Yes.
Secondly, it will, when we drink it at the separate and 15 to 20 minutes on empty stomach, it gets into our blood system faster by itself. It not interact with other. When you mix it with the food, okay, sometimes it has some interaction with other spicy substance because we not cook it, so it's less interaction, but it may have some interaction, and it slow out the process of absorption. When we drink an empty stomach, okay, first it have no interaction. Secondly, it gets into our bloodstream faster.
And is it do Asian stores, do they sell the black turmeric?
Yeah, if you add them, because usually only the one they know people buy that one for the medicinal use. The otherwise for the additive, for the food ingredient, they usually use the white or the yellow only. Because the other one is too bitter.
Yeah.
And the color is not nice either. The other one is really bright orange color or light yellow color, but this one is kind of almost like dust.
Yeah. Like a light dust.
Yeah.
So it's not really dark black. I'm not looking for something dark black.
No,
it's just like
not.
a grey.
When it's the fresh one, it's black color, but when you green it, it becomes now light brown or dark brown. Alright, so that's the second one, the turmeric. The next one, you can use that the aloe vera leaf. When you have any again liver or GI tract condition, allergy or blood acidic, become too acidic, immune system going down, this one you can plant, you can grow at home, especially during the spring, summer. During the winter, you can take it indoor and leave it next to the window. It needs sunshine and don't water it too much. So we use about 200 gram. We just clean it, wash it, and remove the frond on both sides of that only. Just leave the whole skin, just leave it intact, don't peel it up. And we pour it in about 200 gram or 200 milliliter of honey into the mixture, and you can add on about 1 tablespoon of white, maybe ochre or any white color white, and we mix it completely. Any alcohol, but don't use the rubbing alcohol. Just use the alcohol above 40 degrees. That means more than 80 proof. Is that okay?
I haven't understood that. So you take either side of you cut either side of the leaf, and then you get the aloe vera gel coming out.
No, you just the whole leaf. It has a frond on both sides, right?
Yeah.
We just need to remove a little bit of that one, and just leave the green color skin intact.
Yeah.
And we chop it into small pieces. We put in the blender. Add the honey in the same amount with that one. The other one 200 gram. This one 200 gram. And then you add on 1 teaspoon, I mean about 10 or 15 milliliter of white, and you mix it.
White what? Wine.
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 Yeah.
Oh yeah, wine. Right. Thank you.
And we mix it completely, and we pour it in a glass jar. Keep it in your refrigerator. You can take 2 tablespoons 3 times a day, 20 minutes before meal. And that is 3 very good substance to detox, to get rid of the toxin or any obstruction, any stagnant in our system. It has a capacity to regenerate our younger new cells. See, anything else? Yeah, one more. That is the apple cider vinegar. That one you see, I can make it here. But the apple cider vinegar, not other vinegar. Okay.
Yeah, cider vinegar.
Yeah, and then we mix the same amount with ratio 1:1 with honey.
And no water.
No water.
Just cider vinegar
we mix
and honey.
that one first.
Yeah.
We mix that what we call the model solution. We keep in the refrigerator, and then every day, early in the morning, just after you wake up, and before you go to bedtime, you take out 1, maximum 2 teaspoons in a cup, and you pour it in about half a cup of warm water. You mix it and you drink. You can use that to boost up the immune system, to help the allergy, indigestion, build up toxin, detox your body, at the preventative medicine. Really good.
What does it taste like? Not bad.
No,
Yeah.
It's much better than lemon juice.
Yeah.
Because have a honey. And then whenever you have a late dinner, whenever you have a late dinner, or whenever you have the food poisoning, whenever you feel your stomach or your GI upset, flatulence, distension, indigestion, you can take 2 teaspoons too. It will relieve. After you take that one and you just press the acupuncture point here. Alright, so I think so far that we have everything. One more for, we know the formulary for treatment diabetic already, right?
Yes.
Best one. One more for cholesterol. You know the white bean, right?
White bean.
The white bean. We usually cook soup. We have that 100 gram of white bean.
The small.
What?
The small one, not the big one. The small one.
What type of bean?
Beans, the white.
White beans.
What, haricot beans? Soya beans?
No, not soybean.
No, the white beans.
The white bean, it has two different types. Look
Yeah.
at the red
You
bean. It has
Yeah.
a small one and the
Yeah.
big one.
Yeah,
Use
okay.
small one. 100 gram. And with 100 gram of garlic. And we don't peel off the peel. Just leave it the whole cloth. 100 gram of white bean and 100 gram of garlic. And then we just wash it, clean it, and we put in the spot. You put in about 750 to 1 liter of water, and you boil it up. After that, you can put in, or you can cook it in the pressure cooker, or you can put in the slow cooker. After about an hour or an hour and a half, you will see it have only about a cup, maybe less than a cup, about about 2/3 of the cup left over. So after about an hour and a half cooking, it's only about 2/3 of the cup left over, and everything is completely melt out, excepting for the peel of the garlic. So you remove that out, and you mix completely, and you eat slowly, 1 teaspoon at a time when it's still warm. You just need to eat your cholesterol level above 300. You can do it every 2 weeks, 1 time every 2 weeks. But if your cholesterol below 200, below 200, you just need to do 1 per month. And also, when you change your diet with all the vegetable we just recommend, and then the brown rice, it will correct all of the problem with cholesterol, diabetic, high blood pressure, tumor, arthritic, inflammatory disorder, autoimmune disorder. And the technique for cooking brown rice or any bean, you should need to preserve it 1 day in advance, at least 6 hours in advance, and remove that water before we add the new water in for cooking.
Why? Because I usually don't do it with the rice. I do it with the beans.
The reason because in the old time we don't need to do that, but because in the grain outside the legume on the brown rice, it has a lot of mineral and trace element, and it also have one acid, what we call the phytic acid. Again, because it's very rich mineral and calcium in that grain. So in the old time, when we expose to sunlight, when we work physically a lot, and when we eat balanced, so we need to have that phytic acid to help the balance, to keep out some mineral extra in that. But because now we need mineral desperately, we need calcium desperately, because we're not working physically much, we're not moving much, we're not exposed to sunlight much. So we need the 100% of the calcium and the mineral in that. So that's why we need to eliminate the phytic acid, the one to help the balance for the high amount.
To soak it.
Yeah. And after 6 hours to 22 or 24 hours, that process for development the amino acid to the maximum property, and it also incorporate all the amino acid all the mineral, trace element and vitamin into the amino acid molecular. So when we cook, when we eat, all that will remain the same ratio determined by the nature. It not be left over or it not be kicked out.
So that's all developed by soaking it the day before? Yeah, and you can soak them all day, these beans?
Yeah, all day.
And the rice?
The rice, especially the brown rice,
yeah.
not the refined rice, the brown rice.
And what do you recommend with buying the rice? Because this is such a thing, this buying the rice. You've got to go find a source where you can get the whole husk and grain. None of it's been removed.
Yeah, I think in every single bio-store they have that. Or you can go to the Asian supermarket, they have many kinds. They have from Myanmar, they have from Bombay, from Thailand, from Laos, from Vietnam, but try to stay away from China.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you have a name? Do you have a name of one?
What they call that is the complete brown rice. Sometimes they call that is a red cargo rice.
What is it?
Red. That is the red color. The brown rice has a brown or red.
Yeah.
Some manufacturer they put red cargo rice.
Red calgo?
Yeah, red cargo rice.
Red calorie?
They put
colours.
yeah.
Oh, right. And,
I don't know why they put cargo on that.
Yeah.
But most of them they put the brown rice. Or in the bio store they put complete.
Yeah,
complete. And it have three different colors. The white color like the one we eat for the last few days. The light yellow color and the red color. Sometimes it has a black color. Yeah, but the black color most of what we have in the bio store, that is the sweet rice, not the regular rice. The sticky rice.
And how long would you normally cook it for to get it just nice?
If we preserve it overnight or a day in advance, only about 45 minutes to about an hour. And then after we preserve, we eliminate the water, we add on the new water, about 1/2 of your finger.
That amount of water?
Yeah, and you add about 1/2 of teaspoon of table salt, about 2 tablespoons of sesame oil.
Say that again, how much salt?
About 1/2 of the teaspoon.
Yeah.
And about 2 tablespoons or 1 tablespoon of sesame oil, depend on you like to have a lot or you just want to have a little. The reason that we have add the table salt to help to boost up all of the activity all the protein in that, and also when we leave it for a few days, it still maintain the good smell and the good flavor.
And that's the cooked rice. You can keep it for a couple of days.
Yeah. Usually, okay, if I stay by myself, okay, I cook one spot for 3 days.
Yeah.
Do you keep that in the refrigerator?
No, just leave outside. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, no refrigerator. We don't need to warm up either. It still remains soft. Really taste really good, and the energy is still there. And then when we have the olive oil on the sesame oil on the top to help to retain, because when it boils, if we don't have that oily layer on the top to protect that, most of the vitamin, all the substance, okay, it spill out or it evaporate. It also helps to maintain the quality of every single grain of rice. Even though when we have too much water or don't have enough water, it will play the role of intermediate to keep the rice in good shape and maintain the same quality and the flavor of that. So after we finish cooking about an hour maximum, and then we use the spoon and we spread it down. And then when we eat, we just take directly straight from the top to the bottom to balance, because the bottom is more yang, top is more yin. And then we just slide it and we eat, and we just leave the left, we cover that. We don't need to keep in refrigerator.
No. But surely just half a finger of water, when you cook it for 45 minutes to an hour, even if you cook it on very, very low, it's going to run out of water long before the hour is up.
Yeah, no, normally not. It's automatic. Just after it boils for about 10 or 15 minutes, and you lower down the temperature on the cooker. Or if you cook in the slow cooker, or if you cook by the electric cooker, automatically, okay, it's really perfect.
Is that because it's already absorbed so much water by the soaking? That,
Not really. It's not really, because it's just it's not really soft like the one we eat like for the last few days. The real brown rice, the texture is really hard. So when we pre-soak, it just helps. And it just expands only a little bit.
Right.
So we still need to cook for 45 minutes, so the water can penetrate inside.
Thank you.
So how much do we cook at a time? Weight? How much would we start with?
With what?
How much
rice do we start with?
Oh, that it depends. How many people? and how much you want to eat.
Yeah.
For example.
But it'd be much more filling, won't it? It'd be much more filling, that
right,
the whole rice.
Right, it's up to you. For example, if you eat only one person, for yourself, it's different with, okay, you cook for the small lady like Judy. Maybe, okay, she needs to have only one, for example, 1 cup. I think she can eat the whole, at least 1 or 2 days. But for me, 1 cup like that, I can finish in 1 day only.
Yeah.
Because I eat half a bowl for breakfast, 1 bowl for lunch, and sometimes half a bowl or 1/3 bowl for dinner. And that's finished. But other day, if I eat breakfast with Muslim, I don't eat dinner, so 1 bowl like that can last for 2 days. So it depends. It depends. So after a few days, you will know how much you need to cook. And depend on how long you want to stay. If you want for 3 days, lazy cooking, okay, so you can add more. If you want to cook every day or every other day, you will cook less.
So you've got to get used to, it's quite a different texture. You've got to get used to, because I mean the rice we've been eating is quite soft, isn't it?
Yeah.
So this rice, the complete rice, is going to be
a little bit harder. But it's more when you buy the real brown rice and you cook appropriately, it will become very sticky. It's not like the sticky rice, but it's much better than this one. This one, it looks like too loosening. It's too soft. The other one is much better.
And if the food is sprouting a little bit, the top of the grain of rice, I said it is a good one, is sprouting a little bit, is that too?
That unless you have to pre-soak it for a day. And for a day, and when you cook it, you will see that one. If you not pre-soak it 24 hours, you don't see that one.
And going back to the chia seed and flax, and we said about for diabetic people, and good anyway, for blood pressure and heart problems, and people with cancer or chronic illnesses, it was the chia seed, the flax, the brown rice, pumpkin, lady's fingers, and
carrot, seaweed, celery, beetroot. You can alternate on that one. But usually I recommend very simple cooking and very simple diet. For example, if we eat brown rice, we just need to have sesame sauce with some sunflower and pumpkin seed. Sometimes you can add a little bit almond or walnut, some chestnut, depends. We alternate. So at lunchtime, we just need 1 bowl of brown rice, a little bit sesame sauce, and only 1 or 2 types of vegetable we boil. Someday we can have a cabbage with broccoli. The other meal we can have a cabbage with carrot. The other day we can use broccoli with beetroot. Other day we can use with the radish and carrot. Someday during the winter we can have the mustard green or the cow. Yeah, I just boil it and we eat with that. We don't need to cook soup. It takes too much. Only 10 minutes. You should eat by myself or less than 10 people. Half an hour finish cooking. It's fresh and it's simple, easy for you to eat, easy for your body to digest and absorb. Yeah. So
when you cook the rice, even in England at the moment it's cold, but when it becomes hot, so even though our temperature's rising, the outside temperature and in our homes, you can still cook that rice and leave it out in the kitchen, still not put it in the refrigerator, and it will be okay.
Yeah. Even though in Vietnam the temperature is 37, 38 centigrade degrees, it's hotter. It's much hotter.
Yeah.
But the only problem because if you not have table salt in that.
Yeah.
Secondly, if you not press it down, the moisture will remain in the middle of that. First it makes the rice. It tastes worthless. Secondly, the flavor it disappears. Thirdly, it makes it wet and then it's not very nice and it's easy to ferment it.
Yes.
So when we press it down, the texture it remains soft.
Yeah.
The flavor is still good.
Yeah.
The energy is still in there, and the moisture not there. So it's not. And then also the other thing, when you eat, you just slide it from the top to the bottom straightly.
You slice
don't mix
it.
it up.
Yeah.
Don't mix it up and don't use the dirty spoon. Use the clean spoon. And then we have to leave until all the moisture is vaporized. And then you close it completely. Otherwise, you just close it almost. Leave it a little bit open so the air, the moisture can get out. And you to leave it out there 3 days. And even though we don't need to eat, we're doing that. When we eat, the rice is not really cold.
Yeah.
But if you leave it, have a space in the middle, and the water, the moisture, retain that. The rice particle it become cooler. It become less heat, and the energy it disappear. So in that case, you need to warm up. Unless people have a very sensitive stomach, they be too thin, too dense. In that case, we need to warm up. But the way to warm up that, we just again put a hole in the middle, have about 20 or 30 milliliters of hot water or warm water, and we press the rice again evenly, and we close the lid. We put on the low temperature for 10 minutes. It will re-warm up.
And you not mix it, because
no,
otherwise you make it
you make a hole in the middle and then you fill it up with
put a
water.
hole in the middle and press the rice evenly, because yesterday we eat maybe 1/2 or 1/3.
Yeah.
So now we press it evenly, make a hole and have a water in the middle.
How much water?
About, depends on how much you
rice,
that.
So just some, that's
yeah,
more enough.
15, 20 ml, that's suppose more than enough. And have a low temperature, don't turn on it too high. Alright, any other question? And then remember the technique for massage your hand, your face. Alright? Next time, whoever interested in to become a healer, I can show you more technique and more principle to diagnose and to treat the patient. But at least now you can do for yourself 2-3 times a day. Next time, we'll see everyone become younger, healthier.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
If we had a retreat next year where we could have opportunity to practice to learn to do healing, as you say, I'm interested in, say, reflexology, which is just the feet. would it be possible to have a retreat where we can practice on each other, or where we can learn to do some healing?
Next time, okay, I need at least 30 people, and we need the bigger space, and we practice more. This time we learn more lecture,
theory, more theory.
But next time, okay, we go into the practice. Even though when we have a more space, and we go around to correct on the posture for sitting, I will show you many different techniques for relaxation, and we also learn how to boost up our energy level by connection to stimulate or to synchronize the energy of the root. So we need to get into practice more often and more skillfully, and otherwise we not going up, we not develop.
So we should be practicing on the diet and everything else you told us before we do that. So we can be coming. We can be doing that.
Questions?
All right.
Thank you.
No more
very
questions?
much.
Thank you very much.
10:30, yes. But we could go a few more minutes if you had questions.
Can I just recap on the cholesterol one?
Okay.
Where you make the paste.
Okay.
You said you take 1 teaspoon. Is that 1 teaspoon a day?
No. 1 teaspoon at a time.
Oh, so you eat the
Yeah,
whole
we eat
thing
the whole
in
thing.
one go?
It's in one time.
On an empty stomach?
But slowly.
Slowly.
Slowly on empty stomach. 100 grams of this, the white bean, 100 grams of the garlic, put in 700 milliliter water to maximum an hour, depend on the cooker. If you cook on the outside cooker, on the regular, okay, you add a liter. If you cook by the slow cook, the pressure cooker, you can have only 750. After an hour and 30 minutes, around that, it will have only 2/3 cup left over. Everything melt out, so just remove the garlic peel, mix it again, and pour it out in a cup or in a bowl. 1 teaspoon at a time, slowly when it's still warm, and you finish it in about 15 minutes on empty stomach. 1 per month or twice per month maximum.
We're finishing it. Yes, if you want to ask a question, ask quickly because we need to finish.
Did you say you have to cook the green vegetables for 15 minutes?
No, maybe less than that, depend on how much. I usually cook really quick, and the technique I told you yesterday, we have depend on how much vegetable you have. Usually we need only about half a cup in the small cooker pot, half cup or maximum 2/3 a cup of water. Add it in half a teaspoon or 1/3 teaspoon of pepper salt, 1 or 2 teaspoons of seasoning oil or olive oil. When it boils again, you put in the vegetable, you mix it completely, and you close the lid. 10 minutes maximum, it boils, and then you see the color is dry to the maximum level, and you can remove that. You turn off, and you open the lid, and you remove that. You can leave the water, the broth, to drink it after meal. You sit one by one to clean up your mouth, and you can use the vegetable to eat. So 10 minutes. When you have more than 3 or 4 people, you may need to cook 15 minutes, but only for 1 or 2 people, 10 minutes enough.
So when you cook the vegetable, any vegetable, you must always use salt for these.
Anyone to help to push all the active ingredients and all the nutrition outside, and then also to help the color to develop to the maximum level.
And how much salt are you recommending to cook with the vegetables?
Oh, depends.
On how much vegetables?
Yeah, depends how much. You can take it not too salty, but just usually 1/3 to 1/2 teaspoon for 2 or 3 or 4 people.
Okay, is there any more questions? I was hoping that somebody, if we had a retreat next year, I was hoping you would like to make suggestions as to what you would like to see in, I mean, more practice, yes, but any other particular diet or...
I was wondering whether next year we could perhaps do a purification with you.
Yeah. I think if we have a 1 week retreat, that should be good. At least the first day we not get used, but after the second day we start it right away. And by the time when we finish the retreat, you already passed the first 3 days, so you're okay. So if you want to continue for 7 days, so when you go home you just go 1 or 2 more days. Or if you want to prolong for 10 days or 2 weeks, you still feel very comfortable because you already passed the first few days period already. Yeah. And then also during the purification, your body kind of the physical aspect is lighter, it's cleaner. So the spiritual will be developed really quick, very sensible, especially when you learn the healing technique. You will see the energy coming out, you will receive the synchronized application more sensitive than the regular people. But not everyone. If the whole group doing purification good, but if half or more than 5 or 10 people, great. Because during the health retreat in the Lower Hamlet on February this year, after the winter retreat, I had a class for about 60 monastics and more than 30 of them fasting. So we had a fasting party. So the more the better, the more fun.
It's just a small suggestion, Brother, but if maybe we could have handouts on the information so we can concentrate on listening to you, that would be very helpful. And then easier to read when we go home. Just stuff like diets and things.
Yeah, that one I will send through the email. Yeah, I send through the email. If I miss anything, just send me the email back so reminding me. Because some I put in Plum Village. I don't have it with me right now.
Right. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then some I translate from English to Vietnamese, but some I still remain it in Vietnamese because I have many different sorts.
Yeah.
Some from Chinese, from Vietnamese, some from English author. So sometimes I didn't have an